Dude, yesterday was so sunny and now it's cloudy again. What are we talking about? So, welcome to week 9. I can't believe we're in week fucking 9. I woke up before 11 and then I did my morning pages and then I did my weekly reflections. Now I'm filming a video. The last video I filmed for week 8, I don't really know what was going on there. I was just kind of like talking, saying shit, you know? And it's like, I do that already for all of my videos, but I felt like I was especially like bullshitting for week 8. I was just feeling low energy, I guess. But come to find out, I think it's because I was about to start my period. Because I started my period yesterday. Or I think 2 days ago. Yeah, I started my period 2 days ago. All people with uterus, they know that the week before that, it's not a fun week mentally. Also, you're gonna hear the cats. Wait, maybe I should feed them. I'll be right back. Okay, they're fed. Like I said, I felt like I was just bullshitting things. My heart wasn't really in it. And then I wanted to re-record it, but then I never did. So whatever I got, like, that's just what it is. And I still need to edit it. Fuck. Okay, let's talk about this week. So, off top of my head, let me tell you right now, I've been smoking a lot of cigarettes. Yeah, a lot for me, right? Some people can smoke a whole pack in one day, and that's like, and I think that's fucking crazy. Honestly, I don't know what kind of day I would have to go through a pack, but I'm assuming not a great day. And when that becomes a habit, like, holy shit. Also, a lot of money. Fuck, it's crazy. I try to limit myself when it comes to smoking cigarettes whenever I'm only with friends. Because I remember when I went on a self-date, when I went to a club by myself, I smoked like 7 cigarettes. I smoked a cigarette on the way to the club, to the first bar I went to. Smoked a cigarette there after I get a drink, and then I smoked another cigarette on the way back, and then another as I'm waiting, and then 2 more, and then like, it was just, I was really anxious, and I'm like, and then the next day I had a terrible fucking headache. Duh. I hate the smell of my breath after, or the next day. Okay, so I started with Camel Crush. The first person that introduced that to me was an old friend named Ethan, whenever we used to serve together. And then I was like, Lucky Strikes. Well, it's Lucky Strike. Multiple cigarettes in a box. I'm like, that's Lucky Strikes. There's a lot of them. It's Lucky Strikes. It becomes a plural form in my head. So throughout the week, like throughout the work week, it's a good time because I got my Spanish class. I have my routines that whenever I get off work, I either go to the gym or I do my labs or yada yada. And preparing my dinner for myself, like, and doing dishes, and then getting ready for bed, and like showering, and then getting my stuff ready for work the next day, and then preparing my meeting notes, and then reading, and then writing, and a bunch of other shit. Like, it distracts me from smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, drinking. And so when the weekend comes and I don't have my usual routine that I do, like, throughout the work week, I take my chances, and I take these moments to indulge. Getting beer drunk is actually so smooth and fun. That should not be the takeaway for this video. Okay. For this week, let me tell you what the fuck went on for my artist date. It was an accidental artist date because our city has a festival. It started on Tuesday and then ends on Friday. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, it was raining a fucking lot. And I think it's not until Thursday where, like, it's no longer raining. It's a little bit windy, a little bit cold, like, it's a little chilly. It was like 70 degrees, and for Texans, like, it might as well be fucking winter, you know? But it felt really good. On Friday, I was supposed to meet with my friend Chris and his girlfriend Lauren, but they both worked that day. I did work as well, but I got off at 5 and also I work from home versus Chris works, am I doxing him by telling you this? Chris works at a dealership, and then Lauren works at a pharmacy. So like their hours, they have like they're in person. It's not so clear cut that like as soon as it hits 5 or 6 p.m. like they're out the fucking door. Like they have longer shifts, and like there's a lot more to their jobs than like what I do. So they ran later than they thought, and it closes at 10. Like it ends at 10, or yeah, I think it ends at 10 because that's when they stop serving drinks. And I told Chris that. Around 9, that's when he calls me and he tells me that, hey, we're on our way. He says we're gonna get there at 9:20. Brother. I got there at 7. Well, actually, 7:30. Because what I did, I knew that after niosa, we're gonna go to a club. Like, that was the plan. That's been the plan for the entire week. So I was like, if we're gonna go to a club after niosa, I'm gonna park on a street by the club that we're going to. So that's what I did. I found street parking at 7, and then from that street parking I took a lift to niosa, because traffic downtown and like looking for parking at that time, during that time, it's going to be absolutely booty fucking cheeks, dude. Booty fucking cheeks, okay? And I only had to spend $8 on the lift. Like, so big brain. I'm so big brain. And so I get there around 7:30. They didn't even check my bag, and mind you, there was like a couple joints in my bag. Like, thanks. Did not smoke a cigarette in there though. I didn't smoke anything in there. I just drank. But yeah, so at that point, I'm drinking, I'm walking around, and across the grounds there were like multiple corner points where there's like live bands that are playing, which I thought was really cool. I just happened to find where like they're playing some dad rock. I mean, I also danced like to Do-Si Do, so I thought that was really, really fun. So fun. Yeah, a lot of Mexicans. There were a lot of older Mexican women, which made me feel so safe. Like, yes, I was by myself in this like huge fucking event where everybody and their mom is at, but like I never felt unsafe. If anything, like the amount of cop presence is what made me like a little bit on edge. But as far as like the people in it, like I was genuinely chilling. Like I think people were just there to have fun and drink and like get shit faced, you know? And then at 9, again, that's when, like I said, that's when Chris called me and he told me like, hey, we're gonna get there at 9:20. And I'm like, bruh, if you're gonna get here at 9:20, you still have to find parking and you still have to walk here. You should just go to the club. Which I try to say that as kindly as I can, because I'm not like, I wasn't upset. I just didn't want him to waste his time, because I mean the plan after is to go to a club anyway. Like, just go straight there, and at that point, like, they can scope out the place, and then they can see how they feel about it, and then I'll meet them, and it'll be a great fun. So that's what happened. And then at around 9:30 is when I started heading back. My plan was to get a lift back to the club where I parked, right? But then I guess traffic was just so ass that like it was taking a long time. And as I'm waiting, I found like I found like a scooter bike that's not being used, and I sat on it because I've been walking around and standing and shit like that I'm like, I'm really fucking tired, and I'm like, I'm gonna sit on this. Texting my friends, catching up, and then waiting for my lift, and then this old white man comes up to me, and he looks like he's about to play golf, and he has like a white goatee, and he's an old white man, and his name is Tim. He approaches me and he starts talking to me about, you know, the event that we're having. It's always so funny when men ask me if I'm by myself, and I probably shouldn't say yes every time, but it's like it kind of becomes a game in my head where I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a lot of people, like, I'm genuinely protected. Like, this is gonna sound crazy, but like yes, I worry about my safety, but I've never the only time I ever felt like I was in imminent danger was when I was like in Cancun. Like, that's it. But as far as like whenever I'm going out and about by myself, I've never felt unsafe. I think it's because I live here. like I do feel like I am a local. I am a local here, and that these are my people, and so I don't. It takes a lot for me to see somebody as a threat to me, because you really just got to be doing some fuck shit, you know. But like when you're just trying to have a conversation with me and you're just like asking questions, I'm like, all right, dude, okay. I don't realize that like we've been talking for a while. Again, I'm drunk. I don't drink 4 beers every fucking night, and so like this one night that I do, I can feel it hitting me, and it feels really good. It probably won't be the last time I get drunk off beers. And then, as I'm talking to him, this girl pops into my peripheral vision, and I'm like, oh my god, that's my lead, bro. For my job, I have a PC lead and I have my supervisor. I love my PC lead. I think she's a Virgo, and she's so smart, and every question I have, she has an answer to it, and I love that, right? Because I feel like I ask her the stupidest fucking question known to man that I could have easily have known by myself, but as soon as I ask her, she just answers me directly. It's such clear, simple responses, and I love that I don't ever feel stupid whenever I ask her anything. And so she pops into view, and I'm like, Danielle, and I'm like, this is Tim. They shake hands, and I'm like, this is my lead. Like, oh my god, bro. And I'm drunk as fuck. And then at some point, my lead was like, do you know him? I'm like, no, we just met. He was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, he's talking to me about Roth Eye, right? And then eventually Tim leaves and then goes into a different corner, because we're all like by a crosswalk, like at a light, waiting to cross. Well, I'm waiting for my lift because I told him like this is where I'll meet him. Both my lead and her best friend were like, are you here by yourself? I'm like, yeah. And then they go, oh my god, you're here by yourself. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was supposed to meet a friend, but you know, it never came through. And then I told him everything I just told y'all. Like, okay, we'll wait for you to get picked up, like by my lift. And I go, okay, cool. But like 10 minutes pass, and then my Lyft driver texts me saying that like traffic is booty cheeks, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like I think you guys should go, like don't wait for me. And they're like, well, we can just give you a ride. And I'm like, really? Really, bitch? Yeah. So we walk to where they park, and then I have to find out that my lead is on a different tax bracket. Because what do you mean your grandma has a house downtown? What? We ended up going to her grandmother's house, and I was like, because we walked a lot for me. I think it was at least like 2 streets. And so fuck, I need to pee too. And I needed to pee so bad that I was like willing to pop a squat. But like, no, we persevered together. Then I peed at her grandma's house, which I shook her hand, introduced myself, said thank you. After that, they dropped me off. And as a thank you to my lead's best friend for dropping me off at the club, we smoked half a joint on the way there. I talked to so many people that night, and it always makes me feel... Shadow, what's wrong? I'm just filming a video. Can I film a video? I fed her, BT dubs. I fed her, okay? Like, contrary to her fucking meows, I fed her. Trust. God, it was such a fun time. And so I get to the club, immediately go outside, immediately smoke a cigarette, because I'm like, god damn, it's been a long night and I'm not done. I've been out since like 7, and at this point it's already 11:30, and I'm not done. I finally see Chris and his girlfriend come out. We start chit-chatting, and I'm like, I've never met Chris's girlfriend, BT dubs. Like, this is the first time, and oh my god, smartest girl in the world. Smartest girl, most hardworking girl, prettiest girl, and the funniest girl ever. And I just had a great time. Like, I love talking to people, and we danced for a bit, but like they're not... majority of my people aren't... they're introverts, in my opinion. Like, they don't really dance out on the floor for as long as I do, and that's okay because it's dancing in front of everybody, like at a club, in public. It's not for everybody, and it takes a lot to, you know, really be comfortable in that state. So I don't pose it to anyone, but I do talk about how fun it is to my friends all the time, and then they indulge me talking, then smoke cigarettes, and then I hit their dispos, and they had like 3 dispos on them, and they were like fucking passing it around, and they had drinks in their hand, and I'm at this point I'm still kind of drunk, so I'm like, no drinks for me. We dance, and then after we dance with a couple songs, we go back outside and we still keep talking. And then at some point, big beautiful brain Lauren says that we should go to IHOP. Well, yes, we should. And I'm really fucking hungry, dude. I'm like, I could eat. And so we go, and I had 2 chocolate chip pancakes, 2 scrambled eggs, hash browns, and 2 strips of bacon. I do not finish the pancakes, though I eat majority of the rest that I just told y'all. I was in great company every time, and I loved that night. It was, oh my god, dude, it exhausted me. I didn't come home till like 4 a.m. Or I didn't fall asleep. Yeah, I didn't get in bed till like 4 a.m. Which, fuck yeah. I just love being around people, and I love people watching, and I love interacting with them, and I love when they interact with me, and I love that I can walk away too if I wanted to. And there were a couple conversations where I'm like, all right, I gotta go, like, nice to meet you, toodaloo. Tom. No, Tom's meowing, goddammit. Ignore them, okay? They have water, they have food, they're fine. They just want to be inside my room, and they can't be inside my room when I'm filming. This week, I have been, first of all, I didn't know that I did 6 days out of the 7 morning pages. It felt like I missed a lot, but the only time I didn't was Saturday, which was yesterday. And that's literally the morning after the entire day that I just described, y'all. So it's like, makes sense. It makes sense because my head has been, it wasn't that loud this week. It was a little quiet. Not too quiet, but like, as far as like intrusive thoughts and irrational like thinking, there wasn't much of that. And I felt very secure in most of the, I felt very secure this week, with myself and the way, and all the things that I was just doing, the decisions I was making, things that I was thinking. I was just like, yeah, girl, like, I think this is good. As far as like how I felt this week, like I told y'all, I've been I don't know if I told y'all, but I have been half-assing the tasks, like the journal prompts that Miss Julia has been telling me to do. And I really shouldn't, because that's the entire point of the artist way, is for me to like do all these things and then like see what it unlocks, and then feel and like just tap into that. And so I can't do that if I'm not doing them accordingly, like properly, like fully. This week I felt like my circle is getting bigger. Like, I'm talking to more and more people, and people are talking to me, and I'm like, and especially this week, like, my friends have been so vocal about how much like I mean to them and how much they love me. And it just made me feel so appreciated and also loved, duh. And I'm just like, right, because it's not like I don't think that they love me. It's that sometimes that just hearing it or like reading it from a text, it's such a great reminder. I'm like, right, like the things that I do, the things that I say, like they do affect, like it does something to people, duh. I just really like when people are vocal about things, because I overthink a lot of shit, and whenever a friend or a family or someone just like tells me how, like, just shows me appreciation for being in their life. I'm like, right. It makes me feel so fulfilled. It makes me feel like I have a fucking purpose in life. Ugh. I'm not gonna start crying about this. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. Because of more engagement, like, when I say engagement, bro, like, people really have been talking to me, like strangers or people at work or people that usually wouldn't talk to me are reaching out to me, and I'm like, okay, like, everybody calm down. Like, you got 30 seconds of my attention, and then my brain is somewhere else. Like, you need to lock in. You need to tell me what you need to tell me, and then you gotta go. I'm just kidding. Then I come to the realization that, like, I don't always have to engage. I can pick and choose where my attention goes, and it doesn't have to be as overwhelming as I was describing it to you. I'm trying to be more open and receptive and accepting when people do give me compliments, even if it's just about my looks or even if it is about my personality or like my character. I'm trying to be accepting of the compliments, especially when they don't come from my friends, because I just don't know how to believe people sometimes, especially if it's in like romantic context where somebody's trying to get my number or something. For one day, I hope like my brain can shut the fuck up about appearances, about aesthetics. Because every time I look at a mirror, it's an immediate like grading of myself where I'm like, damn, you don't look good, or damn, you look so good. And I'm always so conscious of how I look in public. And I'm just like, am I pretty enough? Do I look good? Am I ugly? What do people think about me? What do people think whenever they see my face? And it's like, does it fucking matter? No! Oh! Oh! I just want my brain to shut up about how I look, bro. Like, who fucking cares? You're gonna age and you're gonna die, and all you care about is how you look. Like, shut up. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm saying all this, but I'm still gonna be conscious of whether or not I'm pretty enough or I'm beautiful enough or some shit like that. I just don't know. Like, I just don't know. When people tell me that, or like when Brie tells me that, I believe her. I believe that she thinks I'm beautiful. Do I think I'm beautiful? In some days, yeah. Like, I have really good days where I'm like, fuck, like, you look good. Like, let me get your number, you know, like, you look good. You know, like, bruh. But majority of the time, I'm like, who? I don't know. And also because I live with myself, and so people say good things about me, I'm like, well, you don't know everything about me, so, you know, like, I don't like that contradiction is what gets me. That I'm trying to be more accepting of whenever people like compliment me, because I am, right? They wouldn't be saying these things if I wasn't, and to my core, I do believe them in some level. Yeah, it's just sometimes when there are important people in your life for so long, and then you find out they lie to you about some really important shit, it fucks you up after for a while. And then I think this will just follow me for a long time until it stops. So I think I'm just gonna have to write it out. I should really talk to a therapist. Like, I should really see a professional. But anyways, but the other alternative is that I don't trust people, and I can't not trust people. Like, I have to believe what people tell me face to face. You know, like, I can't not, because that's how relationships build, through trust. And then there's always the possibility of people breaking it, and that's just what it is. So yeah, I gotta cut this out because I got shit to do today and I need to meet my grandma. We're gonna go to Costco, buy some things for dinner tonight, and I also need to clean and maybe shower because I started sweating while I was filming this. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great week whenever you watch this, and I will see you next week. Bye.